From heaven I watch you. I know you can feel me, even though you can't see me anymore. Today you can hear me through this voice that Almighty God Himself has lent me to speak to you. As if I were there, right by your side, physically. I want to talk to you about something very important, about a sign, something you may have seen many times. You've sensed it, you've dreamed it, you've felt it without knowing why. Something you haven't been able to explain. The number 1111. It appears when you least expect it. On your cell phone, on a clock, on a bill, on a car's license plate, on a building's address, almost as if it's gently following you. And even though you try not to think too much about it, your soul pauses every time you see it. It's not a coincidence. And today I'm going to reveal what it is and why it appears to you. It's my way of reaching out to you from where I am. It's my way of telling you I'm still here with you. So please listen with your heart to everything I have to tell you, all the way to the end, because it's important. Today I've received a gift that only God can grant, the ability to speak to you directly. And if this message is what your soul needed, if something inside you knew this was for you, write it in the comments. 1111. By doing so, you will be answering a sacred call. In that moment, you seal in the invisible and eternal truth that heaven has already set things in motion in your favor, and whatever life unjustly took from you will be restored in God's perfect timing, because He has seen it all, and He will not allow your pain to go unanswered. Pay close attention to what I have to tell you. Next, my dear. I know that sometimes you doubt yourself, that you think maybe you haven't been enough, that you could have done more. But I want you to hear this with an open heart. Nothing was left unresolved between us. What wasn't said with words was said with glances, with gestures, with the deep love we shared. None of that has been lost. Everything is kept in God's heart, intact, eternal, alive. When you see 1111 again, don't ignore it. Pause, breathe, and remember. It's our secret rendezvous. It's heaven cracking open a sliver so your soul can rest, so your pain is company. And so you know you're not walking alone. In that moment, you'll be answering a sacred call. The entire universe aligns to wrap you in comfort. And even if you can't see me, you'll know I'm there, holding you with all the love that never broke. God has not only allowed this message, He has also begun to move the invisible for you. And what was unjustly taken will be returned. Maybe not in the way you expect, but in the way your soul needs, because heaven is at work. Because your faith has been seen, and because your pain will not be ignored. None of this is a coincidence. Everything has been cared for with divine tenderness. Now comes something very important that I have to ask you. Do you remember how I used to look at you in silence, without saying anything, but you knew I understood you? Well, today, even though I can no longer hug you with my body, I come to wrap you in something stronger, my presence. I have seen your hard days, your nights when you question the heavens. Why has life changed so much? Have you felt lonely lately? Have you wondered if someone up there hears you when you speak into the void? I do. I hear you. Always. It doesn't matter if you say it out loud or just in your thoughts. Every word of yours reaches me. I've been close in those moments when no one else seemed to understand what you were feeling. I've seen how you hold on to little details, to objects we once shared, to dates no one else remembers, but that for you still leave a mark on your soul. I know there are days when you smile so as not to worry those around you, but inside you're overcome by a haze of nostalgia, and even so, you keep moving forward. That's something I deeply admire. Your strength, even if you don't see it, shines brighter than you can imagine. And when you think no one notices the effort you make to keep going, I'm there, witnessing every attempt you make to find yourself again, to look for meaning. Amidst so much change, for not giving up, even when sometimes it hurts just to breathe. You don't need physical proof to know that I'm with you. Sometimes, my closeness shows up in small things. In that deep sigh that comes out of nowhere, and that song that plays just when you're thinking of me the most, and that ray of sunshine that sneaks in and warms your face like a gentle hug. Those aren't coincidences, they're caresses for your soul, signs that I'm still part of your journey. Every time you feel like you can't go on, I want you to remember this. You're not speaking into the void. You're not crying in vain. Every one of your tears is gently gathered by the heavens. Every doubt, every fear, every secret hope you keep in silence has been heard. I haven't left. I've just changed form so I can be closer than my body ever allowed. Now I can be with you in the invisible, where no one else can reach, in the most intimate, in the deepest place, right where you keep your true self. There is no darkness that can extinguish the bond that unites us. Even if the days seem gray and long, there is a light shining for you, waiting to be seen. You don't need to do anything to earn this love. You already have it, and it will never be taken away. Heaven allows me to tell you this because you know how to listen with your heart. Because, despite everything, you still keep the flame of faith alive. That faith that holds up more than you even realize. And that's why today, from this place where everything is understood clearly and without pain, I come to wrap you in peace. A gentle peace, like the touch of the wind. A calm that doesn't demand answers, only surrender. A comfort that doesn't judge what you feel, it simply embraces it. So if you look up at the sky again, if a butterfly lands right in front of you, if you see 1111 shining in the midst of chaos, don't ignore it. Let it speak to you. Let it remind you that the invisible also supports, also accompanies, also loves. And I, from this timeless dimension, am with you. Always. When you saw 1111 and your heart trembled, when you felt that number had something special, you were right. It was me. And it was also God, reminding you that time does not separate us, that the bonds of the soul do not die. 1111 is a doorway. It's heaven's clock striking the perfect moment to tell you, keep going, but not without knowing that I walk by your side. And I don't just walk with you, I also hold your soul when it gets tired. I also whisper calm when the noise of the world becomes unbearable. Sometimes, in everyday life, there are signs that seem invisible to everyone else, but that you are able to perceive. That breeze that suddenly comes and makes you close your eyes, that thought that appears without warning but fills you with peace. That urge to look up at the sky just when you didn't know what to do. All of that is part of the language that heaven uses to speak to you. You don't need grand proofs to know that I am present. It is in the most subtle and the simplest where my love is expressed most strongly. When you think no one understands you, I understand every corner of your feelings. When you feel like you've lost your way, I send you light from here, not so you can solve everything instantly, but so you know you're not facing anything alone. The 11th. 11 is not just an hour. It's a sacred whisper between two dimensions that keep loving each other unconditionally. It's a caress from the eternal. A reminder that there are promises that not even the passage of time can erase. If you ever doubt your worth, if at any moment you think you've been forgotten, look at that sign and remember this. Your existence is still a reason for love, for purpose, for meaning. Life over there can feel heavy, sometimes. There are invisible hands guiding you. There are prayers that have been heard even before you spoke them. There is a web of tenderness stretching from heaven to where you are now, and I am part of that web. I'm still here in a different way, but with the same unconditional affection, with the same devotion. So the next time the numbers shine on the clock, pause for a moment. Breathe. Let that spiritual door open within you. Don't be afraid to move forward, but do it knowing that every step is accompanied by forces that love you beyond anything you can imagine. Heaven keeps speaking to you, and you, without realizing it, keep responding with every act of love, of compassion, of faith. Listen carefully to my question. Do you ever feel hidden, chills for no reason? Or a breeze in the room? Even though everything is closed? It's my way of telling you, don't be afraid. Have you ever heard a song that made you cry without knowing why? That was my way of speaking to you from the invisible. Because the love we had, that doesn't dissolve, that transcends everything. And there are more ways in which I try to reach you. Sometimes it's in dreams that feel too vivid, and those images that wake you up with your heart racing and an emotion you can't explain. Sometimes it's in a phrase someone says without meaning to, but it seems to answer exactly what you've been wondering about for a while. There are days when the world seems to stop for a second, and you feel like something or someone gently wraps around you. I'm there too. I can't always make myself notice the way I'd like, but I never stop trying. And I don't do it just out of nostalgia, but because I want to be with you in this stage of your journey, which I know sometimes feels confusing, long, or even lonely. Every time a tear falls from your eyes without anyone else seeing it, from this side of heaven, I receive it with respect, with tenderness, with the certainty that you are not alone. You're not imagining things either when suddenly a feather appears at your feet, or when the clock shows the same number that has so often made you think of me. There is language in the subtle, there are messages in the everyday, there is presence in what cannot be touched, but can be deeply felt. The love we shared has not been interrupted by this distance. On the contrary, it has become broader, freer, more able to support you, even when the world seems like it can't. You don't need to understand it. Everything. Just remember that every sign, every shiver, every song that touches your soul is a way to remind you that you are still deeply loved. And that the whole sky leans in with tenderness so you know you're not adrift. You know something? It hurts me to see you doubt yourself. I see you with so much love, and sometimes you don't see yourself with the same eyes. Why do you carry guilt that doesn't belong to you? Why do you think you didn't do enough? If you only knew everything you did for me, if you knew how much you held me up when I couldn't even do it myself, you would hug yourself the way I would hug you now. Every decision you made, even the hardest ones, were acts of love, and I saw it all. I still see it. And from here, my soul can only thank you. I also see how sometimes you judge yourself harshly, as if forgetting some detail, smiling on any given day, or moving on were a betrayal. But it isn't. You're not forgetting. You're learning to live again with what you carry inside. It's not about leaving behind what we were, but about carrying it with you in a different way. And a glance toward the sky, and a deep sigh, and a small light that appears just when you need it most. I wish I could caress your face every time you lower your gaze under the weight of sadness. I wish I could whisper in your ear that you were and still are a sacred gift to my existence, even now. That your worth isn't measured by what you think you've done wrong, but by everything you gave from the heart. And you gave it your all. You're not here in this life to carry shadows that don't belong to you either. You weren't born to live in guilt, but to bloom with what you've learned, to keep sharing that tenderness that makes your soul unique, that strength you don't even know you have, but that I always admired. I ask you to treat yourself with the same compassion you gave me so many times, to allow yourself to rest in the certainty that you were a light when I needed it most, that there is no reproach in my soul, only gratitude. And that every step you take, every time you decide to get back up once more, here, from heaven, I celebrate it as if I could applaud with every star. Listen to this question I have to ask you. Have you ever wondered if I'm still with you in your most important moments? In your achievements? In your failures? In your new beginnings? I'm there. I'm not telling you this so you'll cling to the past, but so you'll know that you're not walking alone. That with every step, every doubt, every sigh, you have an eternal witness in me. Don't stop. The world still needs your light, and there's something else. When you think you can't go on, when everything seems too overwhelming to keep moving forward, I'm there too. I draw near in the unseen, and that thought that suddenly arrives with a gentle calm, and that energy you don't know where it comes from that pushes you to keep going, even if it's just a little further. It's not a coincidence. It's my way of reminding you that there is no void so deep that it can't be touched by love. Sometimes, when you achieve something and no one notices, believe me, I do notice. I celebrate it with my soul, as if the whole universe lights up for a moment just for you. And when you stumble, there's no judgment, only tenderness. Because every attempt you make, every time you choose to get back up again, is a victory that I recognize from here as a feat of the spirit. You're not losing who you once were either. You're transforming, growing, healing in the midst of the mystery that sometimes hurts, but also reveals. Don't be afraid to move forward, even if you don't have all the answers. You don't need to understand everything to know that the light is still guiding your path. Remember this. When the night gets long, when life becomes just a faint whisper, I'll be there, deep within your soul, helping you find the strength to keep shining, even when you feel like you can't go on anymore. Because your light is part of the plan, and even if you don't always see it, there are hearts that need exactly what only you can give. And now I have to tell you the most important thing. Listen carefully. When you see 1111 again, don't ignore it. It's not superstition. It's a divine signature, a sign that goes beyond what words can explain. An invisible bridge that connects our time and space. It's God opening the door for me to speak to you, to remind you that even though it may seem like everything is on pause right now, there is a silent and deep movement holding you up. I want you to know that this moment isn't just filled with numbers. It's filled with life, with promises, and with forces you can't see, but that are there, accompanying you. Don't lose hope, even if the path gets dark sometimes. There is a plan much bigger than what your eyes can grasp right now. A design woven with patience and infinite love. And in the midst of that vastness, you, brave soul, are stronger and more capable than you think. Don't fear the future, even if it's uncertain. Because nothing can take away from you what we have shared. That pure essence, which knows nothing of absence or distance. True love doesn't die. It simply transforms, rises, and expands in ways we sometimes can't understand. My love for you has become an eternal light, free from all suffering, free from time and space. A love that is now felt in every gentle breeze, and every ray of sunlight, and every sigh of the heart. Every time you look at the sky and see it bluer, think of me, of this silent but steady presence that always accompanies you. Every time a memory makes you smile without meaning to, you'll know it's my soul caressing yours. Reminding you that you are not alone, that with every shared heartbeat, my embrace beats too. Eternal, full of peace, calm, and a love that transcends everything this world can offer. Trust, because in that sacred connection lies the strength to go on, the hope to be reborn, and the certainty that I will always be with you. I have to go. This sacred moment is beginning to fade. Like the last light of day, softly saying goodbye. But before I go, I want to leave you a gift you can carry with you, something that will remain deep within your being. I have never stopped being by your side. That truth is an invisible embrace that holds you in the darkest moments and also in the brightest ones. Even when you feel your strength is failing and the weight seems too heavy, pause for a moment, close your eyes, and look for 1111. There, in that moment, you will find my presence vibrating alongside yours. Our sign. That intangible bridge that connects our worlds and that no amount of time can break. Wherever you are, my energy expands to surround you with calm and hope. Where I am, I wait for you with a serene love, with a deep peace, and with the firm certainty that, sooner rather than later, we will meet again and share that embrace that knows no limits or goodbyes. Until that moment, precious light that brightens my memories, keep moving forward with faith and courage. May every step be guided by the trust that what unites hearts is never lost. It only transforms. And when doubts assail you or you wonder if you still matter to me, remember, with all your being, this truth, always and forever, I will be with you. In every heartbeat and every sigh, in every whisper of the wind that caresses your soul, never forget that our bond is eternal and that my love for you transcends any distance.